Stubs MLB are back, and today, Marketplace Guide. The community marketplace tutorial you've been wanting for every level of MLB The Show players is here. Smash the like and subscribe button, join the Discord, become a member, link down below. 600 plus members already making millions and millions of stubs, and we'll be doing it all year long. So listen, community marketplace is over here, right here, R1, 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 you're in the marketplace tab. Also, download the MLB The Show companion app. If you have the companion app, you'll be in a much better place, a much better scenario to be making even more amount of stubs than you possibly could be doing from your console. However, the marketplace on here, you pull it open, you're going to see every card in terms of high overall, down to low overall. When you press R1, 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 all the way, you'll see every single card there is. Right off the bat, you see a buy now price and a sell now price. Let's take a look at that, explore a little bit further. So if we look at Anthony Bender, you can buy him for 147 cents. Look, you can buy him instantly. Bam, I just bought him for 147. Now that I have him, I can sell him for 125. That's how buy orders and sell orders work. You can buy him instantly for 147. Somebody's offering him for that much. Or somebody's trying to buy him for 120. So I could sell him instantly for that much. You know what I'm saying? So to potentially, save some stubs, and what I highly recommend is always using orders for the most part. 96% of the time, you always use orders. Never do what I just did. Never go in, never buy him at 95. Although that was a good deal, surprisingly. But you would never buy him at 162. What you would do is see what the highest sell order is. The highest sell order is at 90. If I want this guy, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to do it on the app. I could do it on here, though, too. And I'm going to put an order in for 91. So now I'm the highest bidder, and somebody who owns this card is going to come here and sell him at 91 stubs to me. If you have the card and you're trying to sell, you create a sell order for one stub less. So instead of selling for 91, I'm going to go ahead and put one in for 161, one stub less than the current sell price. And look, there's a 10% tax, unfortunately. So when I put an order in for 160, it's really 145. 10% tax. You can see Jordan Walker, somebody just bought him. I was the highest order. Now, let's say somebody outbids me. Somebody undercuts me. That happens a lot. You're going to have to manage your orders. Go to your active orders tab. You press in once. Active orders, completed orders. You can manage both of them. If you look at your active orders, you can see I have a bunch of active orders in. Corbin Burns, I was trying to sell my guy Corbin Burns. Nobody bought him. What I'm going to have to do is just come in here and just cancel him. Cancel them one by one. That's just how it works. You got to manage it. And then you would cancel it, and then you would put back in whatever order you canceled at the newest best price. So that's a good guide to doing buy and sell orders. The only, sweaty time you got to be doing that really is investing, number one, but also flipping. So this is a bit of a flipping guide as well. What is flipping? Flipping is looking at the buy and sell price and finding a gap where after that 10% tax, you can still make a profit by buying and selling the same card and doing it over and over again in high quantities. So let's take a look at Carlos Santana. I could come in here and I could buy him for 601 stubs. I would come in here, put in that buy order for 601. Looking at his sell price, whenever I get that Carlos Santana, okay, pretty quick, I can come in here, I can sell him back for 688. So after the 10% tax, I am looking at a 619 stub total amount, meaning I get 19 stubs profited. Now, this is obviously a gold card, so it's a lower overall, lower stub type player. Some of the diamonds, they're going to have more amount of stubs to be profited per flip. Right here, I'm looking at about 20 stubs per flip. 20 into 60 is what? 5 times 6. You're looking at like a 3.5% profit on every single flip. But 20 stubs per time I sell this guy, no thanks, that's toxic. And also when flipping, you can see somebody just outbid me. There's a buy now, one stub better than me. So I would have to come in here, I would have to manage my order, and I would have to come back in and I make a better offer basically. So somebody buys mine first. That's how you flip. Now looking at this marketplace right now, usually the diamonds are the best place to be flipping unless we do something we'll talk about soon, which is low overall flipping. But let's say I was looking at Ellie De La Cruz, I buy him for 28,501. If I come in here and I look at the 33,893, it looks juicy. But then the 10% tax hits in. And you're still looking at a 1,500, you're looking at a 2,000 stub profit, which is pretty good. But I don't like a 2,000 stub profit very much when it's a 33,000 stub risk. These, you can see, these are going to be, I call it the trenches. The prices are going to be changing quick. You don't want the rug to be pulled out from under you, and then you're stuck, taking a small profit, low profit, high risk. Let's see if I can do this right now. I'm going to pretend I'm doing this. This is a bad idea. But I'm going to wait for that MLB The Cruise. We'll see if that goes through. Probably not. I feel like I'm going to get outbid. I feel like nobody's going to buy it if I did get him to be bought. But we'll see what happens. Let's go over to low overalls until that hits. A lot of people like doing bronze flipping, because bronzes, you're actually in the paint, man. Like, let's take a look. Bronzes, 55 stubs. If I come in here for 55 stubs, I could then sell them back for 110 stubs. So if I come in here, I do that, I'm making a 100% profit every single time, basically. I'm making 100% I'm doubling my stubs. But, so this is what a good gap looks like, but it's only 40 stubs per. So you have to do it over and over and over and over and over again. So it's tedious. But these low overall cards are where the biggest margins you're going to see, the biggest discrepancy. So technically, you're getting the biggest ROI, but it's the lowest amount, and you got to do it in high quantity. So that's kind of what flipping is. Usually you'll find a specific card series, and it'll be moving, and then you can stick with that specific card series, which right now seems like it's the low overall players compared to diamonds, where, let's see, MLB The Cruise, I already got outbid 4 times. So that's what I'm saying, man. You're in the paint out there. You're getting dunked on by Shaq himself. Now we got to talk about live series cards. The floor prices of these guys. The Quicksell prices from 85 down. 85s, they Quicksell for 3,000 stubs. So you cannot sell any of these guys for less than 3,000 stubs. So if you're buying it at 3,000, it's risk-free, because they're only going to be at 3,000 while they're diamond. 84s, 1,500 Quicksell. 83s, 1,200, 82, 900. We got 81s at 6, 80s at 400. Now we go to 79s. 79s Quicksell for 150, but it's rare that you see these guys at Quicksell. 78s Quicksell for 125, 77s 100, 76s 75, and 75s 50 stubs. So I think I'm almost positive. Yeah, that sounds right. Now, the reason 79 is, like, you might be thinking, how do you exploit this? Well, we have tons of tutorials, tons of videos. Roster update investing will be the best stub method all year long. 79 overalls. You can buy one of these guys. Let's say I'm buying Alec Bohm for 219 stubs every single time. I could buy a bunch of them, 100 of them, for 219 stubs. If he gets a +1 in overall, every 3 weeks they change their overalls, his Quicksell price would change with his overall change. So now he Quicksells for 400 instead of 150. I bought him at 220. I basically double my stubs. Depending on how many stubs I buy of him, I could buy 200,000 stubs worth of him. Then you make a ton of stubs quick. So that's a pretty good market tutorial. We can go look at the equipment as well. Equipment flipping is pretty good. The only problem is when you're on the app. On the app, there's a completed order section. That'll tell you how fast the card is moving. Yes, this is really good margins, but if somebody's only buying this once every 10 minutes, you have no hope of getting this thing to sell. But equipment flipping is a pretty good method. Well, actually, right now there's a couple of things that are making the equipment market pretty volatile. But once this settles out, I expect equipment flipping to actually be pretty decent. We got sponsorships, same deal right here. Nobody's buying them, but you'll see really good margins. Like, look at that. Nobody's even trying to sell this because nobody's got it. So crazy stuff like that. Stadiums, unlockable. So basically everything you need can be found in this community marketplace, and it's the best place to be making stubs all year long. Smash the like and subscribe button. Let me know if you got any questions. Peace.